Hello and welcome back. I am DarcyBits, and it's a new year for Urza's AI, artificial intelligence, randomly generated magic cards, that whole thing. If you're new to the channel, welcome in. We are partway through making a block of AI-generated cards. It was intended to be based on Theros block, and I messed up and made the first set of the block Theros Beyond Death instead of just Theros, which apparently is the name of a set. I didn't know that. I thought the first one was Beyond Death. Anyway, these are the cards that we made for Theros Born of the Gods. I got there. But what that means is that I use the mana costs and the card types from the set, Theros Born of the Gods, I put them into Urza's AI with my own deck name. In this case, it was Lords of the Rime, Soldiers of Kor and Dragons. And that is because it is the second set of the block. We wanted to incorporate some themes that we saw in the first set. And Lords of the Rime was a specific phrase that we saw in flavor text, and I wanted to bring that in. So, today we are going to be reviewing this set, going through all the cards, seeing what we can see, and trying to come up with a name for set 3, the final set of the block. So I do know that this is the first video of 2023. It's like halfway through January, and it's just a review video, so feels a little lackluster, but we've been super busy over here. And yeah, I'm excited for what's coming in the future. So hope everyone is ready and excited, and thank you all for joining me on this blah, blah, blah. I'm wasting too much time in the intro. Let's go! The way we've done this in the past has been kind of like as if this was one giant booster pack, and I'm kind of going through the cards to see where I'm going to put things. So I'm not going to go through all the details of every card, but I am going to be discussing just like what archetypes they fall into, and then sort of seeing how much we're seeing of these different archetypes. If there's something that's unexplored and needs to be bolstered in the third set, or whatever. So, Great Bow of Yaya is a 5-mana legendary artifact. Equipment, we do have a few typos, that legendary artifact being one word instead of being separated into two. That was because of an error that the card was good on the first try, so we didn't re-roll it, unfortunately. Either way, equipped creature gets +5/+0, has protection from each of the colors, and has equip 5. Pretty expensive, but pretty useful. That is, well, that's just equipment, I guess, is what I'd throw that in, as far as archetype goes, because there might be something that cares about equipment. I know there was in something. I think that might have been the last set. Crown of Succession is a sorcery. It's got buyback 2, which is very cool. There's a decent number of buyback cards in the set. Probably more than there should be, because there's a reason they don't print that keyword anymore. Choose our creature you control. That creature gets +1/+0 until end of turn. If it's your turn, draw a card. So, pretty minor effect, but the fact that you can buy it back, so you're spending 4, and then you're basically drawing 2 cards. You're drawing this card and whatever card you drew, and then you can keep cycling that. So I'm just going to throw that in a card draw build. I feel like that's the best place for it, even though the pump of +1 is not bad either. Scrap Heap Scrounger, 6 mana, 5/4. It's a dragon. Dragons matter in this set. Flying, whenever a creature an opponent controls with a 1/1 counter on it dies, you may have that creature's controller create a treasure token. So this is interesting. It is a 1/1 counter synergy, except for it's a creature an opponent controls with a 1/1 counter. So, wait, it's also bad. Wait, what is this card? Whenever a creature an opponent controls with a 1/1 counter on it dies, you may have the creature's controller create a treasure token. Yeah. Yes, okay. I think this is one of those cards I kept because I was like, I don't know the use case for this, but maybe somebody does. I should say, anyone who's watching along on the YouTube, I've been busy to the point that I have not read the comments yet for the last video set, right? The last few were queued up and scheduled to go out on YouTube, and I just have not had time. So that's where we're at. All right. Yeah, I don't know what the point of this is, but it's one of those weird, like, maybe someone can find a use case. Maybe, like, artifacts matter or something, and, like, giving them to your opponent is useful, or I don't know. So, interesting. I guess, I don't know what I'm putting you under. I'm just going to throw you over here and see if anything shakes out as we go. Engineer in chat says maybe it could work in Commander. Maybe. I don't know what cards it would be comboed with, but yeah, it's always interesting to speculate. I'd love to hear people's thoughts as they see these cards. Worth pointing out again, especially if you're just joining now, all of these cards have been seen in previous videos of mine, but we are reviewing them because I certainly don't remember what any of them are, and we need that info for the next set. Captain of the Rime, 2 mana, human soldier. So it's human. It's also a soldier, because even though core soldiers matter, which is why it's in the name of the set, soldiers, I think, matter a lot too. So that's pretty interesting. So I think I'll throw you in a soldiers pile. Jaheira's Companion, another dragon. And dragons, as we have noticed in the set, largely care about drawing cards. So you're over here, right? Card draw. But also dragons? I don't know. I don't know. Sandshaper Rigger, 2 mana, 2/1, Merfolk Rogue. When it enters the battlefield, draw a card. Great. When it dies, gain 2 life. Okay, so a little bit of life gain, a little bit of card draw. Colossus, 6 mana, 4/4 with flying. It's a dragon, and when it deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. Yes, as we have said before, card drawing dragons, totally a thing. This guy, not so much. Valor and Pass. Okay, so this is one of the lands. The lands are not firmly established, if you will. They are concepts that could maybe turn into an actual land someday. They're going to be set aside because they're just non-functional most of the time. This one actually is functional, which is kind of cool. Which is why it's kept as a like seed of inspiration for a future thing. But I don't want my non-basic lands to be like, white gets a non-basic land and no other colors do. That would be weird. Thunderous Sloth is a 7 mana 5/6. Also, if you're just joining us now and you're wondering why there's a snow land in Theros Born of the Gods, that I did edit in because I wanted to see some snow lands. This is a dinosaur, which I'm kind of into. I think Sloth is actually like a creature type for some reason, but like the idea of like a Megathon, a Sloth that like categorically counts as a dinosaur is pretty cool to me. 7 mana 5/6 for a strike. When it attacks, if defending player has a commander, draw a card. Alright, sure. Commander, we'll put you in the commander pile. Surgeon Supremacy, 1 mana instant. Creatures you control get +1/+1. Cool, great, just good. I don't know what to call that. That's just really strong. Ritual Sorcerer, 5 mana, 2/2. Human Wizard. Ritual spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. Whenever you cast a creature spell, you may return target creature you control to its owner's hand. Okay, so I don't remember what the verdict on this. I think it's that, like, ritual spell means it would have to be a spell with the ritual, like, subtype. And while that would be a cool thing, I don't think that exists. And we certainly didn't see them get generated throughout the rest of the set. So, Magic doesn't have the precedent of, like, spell with ritual in the name or whatever, and if it did, it wouldn't be worded this way, so doesn't shake out. But even so, the second ability is kind of interesting. Probably not useful enough, but again, I'd love to see somebody try and break it. Whenever you cast a creature spell, you may return target creature you control to its owner's hand. Maybe. Go infinite by bouncing a creature over and over again. I guess ETBs, maybe? Maybe we'll put that under ETBs. Acolyte of Vidugazi, Rhino, first strike haste, sacrifice it to destroy an attacking creature. Sure, that's just a kill spell, kind of. It's like an onboard kill. I'm into that. Cloaked Heroes, 2 mana, enchant creature. Enchanting creature gets +2/+2, has first strike. Sure, it's kind of a normal enchantment, but we definitely need an enchantment pile of some variety. I gotta make sure I'm going faster. These sets, they're the whole set, so they take time. Beginning of each combat, tap enchanted creature, you gain 2 life. This spell's cool. It's expensive, but it's a cool spell. I like this one. Oh, I forgot about this. It's blue. We did blue like second because we did them in Wooburg order. Oh, that's cool. Alright, there's a little bit of life gain, I think, somewhere. Like, you have a life gain, right? No, you don't. Who had life gain? Somebody did. This one has life gain. Yeah. Hey, it's Breakfast King. How are you doing, Breakfast King? We're just going through the set, seeing how it is. Happy New Year's to you as well. Yes, first time streaming 2023, but we got there. Roadside rescuers can't be blocked by creatures with power 4 or greater. Okay, sort of a weird evasive creature, but it's just kind of a body. Oh, but it's a soldier. Throw it in the soldier pile. Very good. Winged Runekeeper, 2 mana, 2/1 Elf Shaman flying. Enters the battlefield, create a 0/0. Ooh, so that one, There's a few archetypes that would want this. Anything that cares about, like, things dying on your side would like this. But also if you have something that cares about, like, maybe you have an elf lord that makes all your elves have 1/1, +1/+1/+1, blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean? I don't know exactly where to put that, but that's very cool. Tender Drake, 4 mana Drake, 3/3. Enters the battlefield tapped, and also cycling. Cycling is a bit of a sub-theme in the set. Maybe that's a thing we can look into. Arcanist's Array. You gain 1 life for each creature you control. Yep, there we go. Another cycling. Okay. And life gain, though. I am not sure how this is all going to come together. Resplendent Banner, 1 mana for 2, and tap, draw a card, discard a card. Nice. I like that. Oh, that should be like over here, right? Yeah. Shadowed Familiar, 5 mana sorcery. Target player discards 2 cards. Foretell of 6. Alright. Sure. Probably not ever useful as Foretell of 6, but sure. You could do it. It's only 1 extra, plus the Foretell cost, I guess. Yeah, cool. Discard. I guess there might be a discard deck. I don't remember. Core Angler is a human cleric. Gets +1/+1 until end of turn. Cool. Just a body that can buff itself. We like that sometimes. Underworld Rebirth. 6 mana. Search your library for up to 2 basic land cards. Reveal them. Put 1 onto the battlefield tapped, the other into your hand, then shuffle. 2 basic land cards. Cool. So, yes, I remember this one. Way too expensive, but it's in white. I don't know, maybe that's good enough. Slaughter to Prevail. 3 mana. Sorcery. Target opponent reveals their hand. You choose a non-land card. Player discards. Okay, so where was our discard card? This one? Yes. Water Signet. 2 mana instant buyback. Another buyback card. And you may pay an additional 2 as you cast a spell. If you do, put it into your hand. Good. Create a blue fish with flying. Yeah! As much as I'd love to make a pile of buybacks, because I know there's... Maybe those are the only 2, honestly. I don't think it's really relevant because there's no synergy between them, right? There might be no synergy for the discard either, except for the fact that 2 cards that discard is more useful than 1 card that can discard for, you know, critical mass purposes. Tokens. Okay. I mean, tokens is a thing. Welcome to Dominaria. Forgot about that. Welcome to Dominaria. Destroy target creature enchantment, then draw a card. Thank you for the great journey. Now it's time to move on. Get out. Go. Be great if it exiled though. Just like leave permanently. You're banished. Coral Slumberer, 5 mana, 3/4 elemental tap. Target creature can't be blocked this turn. Okay. Sure. I don't have a good pile for you. The mess is appearing. I love it. Force the Hinge. 3 mana sorcery. Exile all graveyards. Return up to 2 target creature cards from your graveyard to your hand. Okay, yeah. So you can't skip the first part, so this is just an exile all graveyards effect, but alright, cool. Graveyard hate matters sometimes. Put you there. Frostburn Renegade, 3 mana, 2/1, Goblin Rogue. Gets +2/+0 as long as you control another red creature. So not itself. That's cool. I like that. Also just, yeah, okay, cool. I don't know how strong that is for the actual cost, but that's okay. Banish. Here we are. Black, black for an instant, exile target creature. Makes sense. Create X, 1/1, black Phyrexian banishment creature tokens, where X is that creature's mana value. This card's too good. I shouldn't keep things like this. I love black too much. It's a problem. That card's nuts. Core Market Authority. 3 mana Phyrexian Dragon enchantment creature. Whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. Dragons and drawing cards. Phyrexian Dragon, though. What's the implication there? I think the next set it might have to have Phyrexian in it. Like, there's been a bunch of little, like, sort of... a little bit of Phyrexia here, a little bit of Phyrexia there. The third set culminating in, like, Phyrexians being a big deal. That seems right to me. When one of the lords wanted a closer look at the sinister portal, his slaves took him through it. The lord in question's throat was the first to suffer. I remember that. There were some comments talking about that one. And they should have. It was great. You're over here. A card-drawing dragon. Oathsworn Paladin. 4 mana, 4/4. It's a dragon. Cool. It gains indestructible until end of turn. I like this guy. This guy's cool. A dragon that doesn't. What are you? Goblin Rogue. Oh yeah, cool. Mind Games. 1 mana, enchantment aura, enchant creature. Enchant creature gets -1/-1 for each creature card in your graveyard. Okay. I mean, that could be a sorcery kill spell if you have enough creature cards. 3 mana, draw a card, then discard a card. So, but if you don't kill them, you have this repeatable looting effect. I'm so into that. So we got a little bit of enchantments somewhere. I don't remember where I threw them. I had a pile of just like, these are enchantments. They are enchantments. That's the notable feature about them. No idea where I put those. Oh well. The point, I think it's here actually. Devastation Tide? No, that's because of healing. That's why you put that one over there. Ah, here it is. Cloaked Heroes. Yes. But it's also a kill spell. And it cares about having creature cards in your graveyard. So anything that like puts creatures in your graveyard might also be... There's a bunch of piles this could go in. Corrupt Elf. Ooh, right, yes! This core soldier that is not an elf. He and she can no longer deny the taint, for the gift of corruption extends to them both. Elves are core, or are corrupt elves or something, maybe? There's like a few different cards that like point to this being a thing. Or like maybe, I don't remember exactly. Like maybe it's not that core are corrupted elves, but like anything can become corrupted to become core? I don't know. In the same way that like, I guess like when you Phyrexianize something, it becomes Phyrexian, right? Core versus Phyrexia. They're both corrupting force. That I don't know. Doesn't make any sense. Anyway, it has protection from elves, which is just so poetic. And it buffs itself, and it gains first strike. Okay, cool. Put you over here with this goblin. Well, no, it's a core soldier. It should be either with the soldiers or with the core. Let's put it a little bit offset from our soldiers. Squirming Muckworm. That's such a good name. Wow. 5 mana, 3/4 reach. Other creatures you control get +1/+1. So that green one we saw earlier that summons, was it green? You know the one I'm talking about, the one that summoned the token, the 0/0 token. No clue where that is anymore. You know the one I mean. You all remember it, right? I'm awful at this. There it is. It's a black card actually. It creates a green and blue elf creature token, but it's black. Still though, I'm into that, right? Obviously, it's not the only all your creatures get style effect, but you know, it's an example of one. So that would go well. Also, it is cycling. I don't know if that's ever going to have a payoff, if there's a thing that cares about cycling discard. I think I remember there being something that cared about that. Soul Cairn is a 3 mana 2/2 Dryad. You can sacrifice it to gain 3 life. So it goes in life gain decks, it goes in sacrifice decks. Cool. Standard Bearer is a 2 mana human soldier. Okay. I don't remember what this means. Trample. And then it's just the explanation. What? No, that can't be trample. What does that say? Dang it. I don't remember. It says blocks this creature, the blocking creature gets minus one. Oh, it's flanking! It's flanking! I remember now. Wow, way back in white. Yes, it's flanking. 2 mana, standard bearer gains first strike until end of turn. Sweet. Yeah, it's cute. I like it. There's way more human soldiers than core soldiers, which is disappointing, but oh well. Protect the Wormling. 2 mana, sorcery, destroy target artifact. If that artifact was your target, create 2 treasure tokens. Destroy target artifact, create 2 treasure tokens. Nice. that card's really good. Put it in the kill spells, even though it's only hits artifacts. Battle of Whispers. 6 mana, sorcery. Target opponent reveals their hand, discards all creature cards. Ooh. You choose a card at random from that player's hand. You may put that card onto the battlefield under your... This card's cool. 6 mana. But it can't cheat a creature into play from your opponent's hand because it forces them to discard them all. I'm having all the same reactions again, but it still feels good. I'm really happy with how these cards came out. That sounds cool. Anyone who's like, you know, chomping at the bit to see some gameplay, it's coming, but I do want to get the full set done before we do anything, and then we're gonna do like a pack from each set in the block style thing. Yeah, so it'll still be a little bit while longer, unfortunately. It's discard. It's also like, I guess enchantment matters, kind of, but not in your deck. You don't care about it being enchantment. We'll put it in our little discard pile. Aggravate. 4 mana, sorcery. Each player discards 2 cards. Okay, more discard. Oh, there's some discard stuff going on here. Priest of Kor, which is a vampire and an artifact creature. I remember this card. 3 mana, 2/2, lifelink. Enter the battlefield. You may pay a white if you do draw a card. So it's a 3 mana, 2/2 with lifelink. Normally, but if you make it a 4 mana white creature, it's not. I know it's not white, but like one of which is white. Then you also draw a card. Cool. Cool. Let the beasts run. If they've brought something to pass, then let them have it. Naran Sandala, core leader. All right, lifelink. Lifelink is a type of life gain. Radiant Fate, 4 mana, sorcery, draw 2 cards. Fair enough. If you have fewer than 5 cards in hand, it deals damage to target creature equal to the number of cards in your hand. This card's cool. It's so hard to get full value on it, but like if you do, you got 3 cards and you play one of them, which is this, so you have 2 cards, then you draw 2 cards, so you have 4 cards. No, you have fewer than 5. I wonder if that's how that works, actually, now that I think about it. Because you have to target when you cast the spell, not when it resolves. Interesting. In this incarnation, we seek out truth in everything. Becca of the Red Shadows. It's card draw. Storm Chaser Mage is a 3 mana 0/0 elemental creature, an enchantment creature elemental. Enters the battlefield with a number of 1/1 counters on it. Okay. Equal number of lands. Okay. Whenever a land you control is put into a graveyard from anywhere, put a 1/1 counter. Oh, this card's definitely an archetype here. Whenever a land you control is put into a graveyard from anywhere. Can you take advantage of this? I'm going to put you in its own pile and see if I can make that work. We already saw, like, a really overpriced ramp thing, which was lands entering the battlefield, which this would care about that. But it cares more about them, like, being milled or being destroyed or something. I don't know. Burning Tree Enforcer is a 3 mana core soldier. Enters the battlefield, draw a card. Cool. Great. And it's also a core soldier. So let's put you in the core soldier section. That's more important to me. So Courier of Kor is a human wizard. For some reason. 5 mana, 3/3, flying, Delirium. Whenever Courier of Kor or another creature you control dies, return target creature from your graveyard to your hand. Oh. It's probably useful in like a sacrifice deck, because that counts as dying, I think. Yeah. I know there's some weird stuff with like sacrifice where it doesn't count as everything that you might expect it to. Can't remember what that is. Aki Huntmaster, Human Druid. Green and tap, target creature gains haste until end of turn. Okay. Cool. Cool and weird and cool. I don't have anything to say about you, though. I'm just going to put you in a pile of cool stuff. Riphian Veteran. Minotaur Warrior. Yes. 3 mana, 3/3, trample, regenerate, Riphian Veteran. Okay. Regenerate's an example, right? Like, you can't regenerate something that was sacrificed. I guess that was maybe that's all I'm thinking of. Anyway. I can't imagine there's like a regenerate archetype. Like, I can make a pile of all the cards that have regenerate, but I don't think anything's gonna care that they have regenerate. I think this is just a good body. I think this is just a good creature here. Eviscerate, a very expensive black instant. Eviscerate deals 5 damage to any target, and then all creatures get -5/-5 until end of turn. Okay, you know what? Okay, cool. If your creature is like 6 or more toughness, then it's a one-sided board wipe, I guess, kind of. That's something. Put it in the big stuff, the big stuff pile. Do I have a big stuff pile? Probably not. I mean, I certainly don't intentionally, but yeah. Dragons can be big sometimes. These are not. These are not big. I do like the idea of just like the big stuff pile, you know. That makes sense. Grizzly Tonic is a 4 mana, 3/4 creature dragon. Sacrifice a creature, regenerate. Grizzly Tonic. Cool. Sacrifice matters. I'm into it. There's got to be an actual... I should really be making a pile where sacrifice matters. It happens a lot, you know? No idea where that is. Champion's Quarters. 3 mana, sorcery. Create a 2/2 green beast creature tokens. Spells you cast this turn can't be countered. That's cool. If you're gonna counter a spell, counter this one. Then they counter it and they don't have a counter spell left for your big spell. Gold-Eyed Dragon. I should say, like, the idea of having a, like, big stuff pile actually does make sense. You know, you can have things that are, like, if you control a creature with 4 or more toughness, you know, stuff like that happens all the time. So, I probably should actually make a big stuff pile, assuming that, you know, synergy comes up more than once. Flying. At the beginning of your upkeep, you lose 1 life, unless you sacrifice a non-land permanent. So it's a 3 mana 5/4 flying, which is great. It's got a downside, which could be an upside if you want to, like, have a sack outlet. Even though it's a bad sack outlet because it has a timing window of during your upkeep. Ah, this card's so cool. I love this card. It's my kind of card. It's just like a really big, stupid thing that hurts you. I love that. That's my favorite. Life from the Loam is a 3 mana enchantment. Whenever you cycle a discard a card. Yeah, I knew there was one in here. I remember reading that. You may pay an additional 1. If you do, Life from the Loam deals 1 damage to target creature. It's not that good, but it's technically a payoff. Warcaster Ogre, 2 mana, 3/2 Ogre for 4 mana. Creatures you control get +2/+2 until end of turn. We do like a nice buff. Board buffs are pretty cool. Krark Clan Enforcer, 4 mana, 3/2 Goblin Shaman, haste. When it enters the battlefield, if a creature you control died this turn, create a 1/1 Goblin creature token with haste. Which, like, you'd think maybe would go into, like, the tokens matter deck, but it's really just kind of, like, replacing what died. It might even be, probably is better on, like, a sacrifice deck or something. You sacrifice something, you play it, then you get another body that you can sacrifice later. That's where I'd play this. I have no idea where my sacrifice, like, matters deck is. It's gotta be a good one somewhere. I don't know. I'll put it here. This weird one. Wingmates of Kor can block only creatures with flying. It's also a Kor soldier and has flying. That's kind of great. Dragon God's Rage is a 4-mana enchantment. Cool. Whenever a creature you control dies, if it was a creature... Okay, let's ignore that. Whenever a creature you control dies, you may pay 4 mana. If you do, return it to the battlefield transformed under its owner's control. Aww. What was I hoping would happen? I guess it's a cool card if you were playing it with, like, other sets, right? Like, if you were... It's not... I think it still works in that, like, just in general, if you transform something that can't transform, it gets resurrected normally, right? Like, I'm pretty sure that's true. So, still decent. Not bad at all. Totally legit. 4 mana, repeatable res is pretty cool. But if you were playing this card in, like, Eternal formats, for some reason, you can, I don't know, whatever, it's your game, you can play whatever you want. That's a really cool effect, just being like, yeah, my werewolf died, and then I'm gonna return it transformed. Cool. This card's rad. I don't know where to put it. Enchantment. I don't know. It shouldn't be over there, probably. Oh, yeah, sacrifice. Okay, Frenzied Pitfighter. Human soldier, okay. It is a star. It cares about the number of creature cards in your graveyard. Ooh, we saw a previous one that cared about that. Yeah, this one. Alright, cool. This is a human soldier, so it goes in the human soldiers, but also it's like there. I don't know. There's a lot of stuff going on there. Eldrazi Rift Drake. Ooh. 6 mana, 4/4, flying. Power and toughness are each equal to the number of creatures you control. As long as Eldrazi Rift Drake is a creature, it has first strike. I think there was a lot of debate about whether or not this would function, because it has a printed value, and then it also has, like, an ability-defining stat line. I'm legit unsure. Like, I'm pretty sure if you had a spell that was like, you know, like Frogify. Frogify is a bad example because I think it removes all abilities, but if you had something that was like, target creature's base power and toughness become 1/1, and it had a static effect on it that's like, but your power and toughness are equal to creatures you control, it would still be a 1/1. Like, that would override. But since they're both on the card, I legit have no idea. Like, I just straight up don't know. I'm not sure if it works. But even if it doesn't, it's a flyer. And it has first strike. Cool. Molten Giants are Goblin Warriors. Cool. Sacrifice them. Target creature you control gains indestructible. Ooh, cool. Little sacrifice fodder. That's fun. I guess they're not really sacrifice fodder, because if you sacrifice them to a different effect, they wouldn't do anything. It's a I care about things dying deck that cares about that. Faceless Lurker, Phyrexian Horror. Okay, another Phyrexian. Few understand its creeping terror. Where was the Phyrexian Dragon? That one, was it? I think it was a card draw one. It's the one that was the weird, like... Yeah, the Core Market Authority. This guy gets it. Yeah, okay. I'm seeing something with, like, Phyrexia. I want to do Phyrexia next set, I think. When Faceless Lurker enters the battlefield, look at the top 4 cards of your library. You may reveal a creature card from among them, put it into your hand, put the rest on the bottom of your library in any order. Okay, sure. Yeah, instead of drawing a card, it draws you a creature if there is one in the top 4. Cool. Okay, yeah. Yeah, cool. Alright, sure. Yeah. I don't know where to put you. I'm gonna put you over here. Grixis Caravan! Yeah! It's our dragon that cares about dragons! It's a 5 mana, 5 color enchantment creature dragon 6/6. Whenever a dragon you control becomes the target of a spell or ability an opponent controls, that player loses 2 life and you gain 2 life. Yeah! I'm gonna put you separate so I can find you again. Seeker of the Way, 3 mana, Archon. Oh, Enchantment Creature Archon. Protection from black. Creatures your opponents control enter the battlefield tapped. That card is cool. What? Ah. I'm just gonna put you over here because you're cool. I don't know what to do with you. Urgent Cooperation. 3. That's such a funny name. Urgent Cooperation is a 3-mana instant. Choose target creature. Urgent Cooperation deals damage to that creature equal to the number of creatures you control. Okay. So there's like a creatures you control deck, and there's also like a creatures in the graveyard deck. I haven't seen much self-mill. I don't think there's any self-mill. I want like self-milling Phyrexians. That's what I want in the next set. I kind of want there to be like maybe like a Thaw, right? Because it's like in the first one was Gods of Winter, and this one didn't really. It's Lords of Rime, but there's not a ton of ice themes, so it's like maybe it's like spring, and then maybe it's not even a Thaw. Maybe the next one's like a full-on summer set. Even though the plan of this was to be like the winter block, that was the point. But whatever. What does this even do? I didn't read this. Right, it deals damage equal to creature number of creatures you control. Yes, okay. So it's a little kill spell. That's honestly just like worse than a murder, but whatever. Goblin Warchief, green, instant. Destroy target attacking creature with flying. Goblin Warchief deals 2 damage to target attacking creature. So 2 different creatures. You can't. It's just. Yeah, it's pretty bad. That's cool. I'm okay with it. Lightning Cestus. That's a great name. Is a 2-mana artifact equipment. Equipped creature gets +2/+0 and vigilant. Okay, again, like not super interesting. It's just kind of like, oh yeah, all right, sure. So anything that is where's my? Oh, I don't remember my equipment pile list. There it is. That is Grappo. Just like a nice card. Nozdar of the Mines is a legendary enchantment creature vampire. Maybe something. This picture makes me wonder if this is like a vampire dragon, which would have been awesome, but. We do not have the space on the card. 4 mana, 4/4. At the beginning of your upkeep, you may have target opponent lose 1 life. Okay. 3 mana, target opponent loses 2 life, you gain 2 life. So I guess if there's like a life gaining matters, that's relevant. All these like drain effects should really be in a life gain matters thing. Which is somewhere. I'm pretty sure there was a life gain thing somewhere. I don't remember. Why are you two next to each other? Oh, the basic lands. Yeah. Siege Warlord is a 6-mana 7/6. Oh, hey, that's our, like, big friends deck. I wonder how many more of those we've had and I just, like, forgot about it. At the beginning of your end step, if you have 7 or more card types in your graveyard, draw a card. Then if you do, sacrifice Siege Warlord. So this doesn't actually go with the, like, number of creatures in your graveyard thing, because you actually want diversity with this one. So it's a different theme. I remember when this was being forged, we talked a lot about, like, are there 7 different card types? And there's at least 7, so yeah, it works. If you have it, draw a card, then if you do, sacrifice this. So, cool. Great. Probably not even something you want. Yeah. We'll put you over here with this cool card, because it would survive the evisceration. Mistform Chimera, 3 mana, 2/2, shapeshifter. It's changeling, cool. And for black, Mistform Chimera gets +1/+1 until end of turn. Cool. I kind of want to just set it aside as a changeling in case, like for example, creature types matter over here with our soldiers, right? So yeah, we'll put it over there. That seems reasonable. Oh, center me. Come on. Okay. Bind the Minds of Men. 4 mana. Sorcery. Gain 3 life. Choose target creature you control. Its controller gains 3 life. Okay, so it's gain 6. Okay. It's gain 6 in 2 instances, which matters if you're doing life gain payoff more than you care about the life gain itself. Burst of Flame. Deal 3 damage to any target. Cool. That's fine. Merciless Flourish. 5 mana sorcery, return up to 3 target creatures to their owner's hand. Then you gain 7 life. Okay. That's just that's yeah. I don't know what to say about this. It's healing, which is cool, and it's also removal. It's soft removal, right? It bounces. No. You can put in a number of decks. Burrington Bloodseeker. Blue 1/1 Goblin Knight. When it enters the battlefield, return target creature an opponent controls to its owner's hand. Cool. Another little bounce. I like that. Arkham Dragon. Dragson. Dagson. It's Dagson. Arkham Dagson. 3 mana, 2/2, human wizard. When Arkham Dagson or another non-token creature you control dies, create a 1/1 red goblin creature token with haste. It's great. It's like that other one we saw. I was thinking, like, I got my token generators in one pile because, like, hey, token generators. Which this would be, but it's like, does it want to be in a deck of token generators? Because then it's going to have less things to play off of, right? Or do I want to put in, like, my Sacrifice Matters decks? I guess it can go either way. We'll put it over here for now. Lore Santal Commander is a 2-mana enchantment creature human wizard, 2/1. Whenever you cast a spell, target creature you control gets +1/+1 until turn. Sweet. Any spell. What is that one? There's a few cards. I'm just gonna put it over here, actually. I guess it wants to be on like a spell slinger deck, but also creatures. Yeah, we'll make a new pile. I don't think I have a spell slinger deck. There are the rebound cards. Or the buyback cards, not rebound. Maybe I should have set aside those buyback cards for things like spell slinger. The thing is, like, I don't know. I don't know if they're really going to spell slinger decks, because spell slingers want to be casting like small spells, I think, usually. Whatever. Anafenza, Student of Steel, which sounds like a legendary creature but isn't, is a 7-mana 3/6 core soldier flash. Whenever Anafenza, Student of Steel, attacks, tap target creature and opponent controls. I'm gonna actually put that over here with the Big Things Matters pile. Burrington Warcaller, 2-mana 2/2. When Burrington Warcaller enters the battlefield, exile up to one other target. Non-land permanent. Not non-permanent. And opponent controls until Burrington Warcaller leaves the battlefield. Cool. Yeah. Perfect. Classic jailer effect for a human soldier. Love it. Ghost Quartermaster is a human wizard. Tap, draw a card, discard a card. There's a decent number of, like, draw a card, discard a card. I wonder if there's any, like, self-discard effect. Oh, actually, these mill cards, not mill cards, these looting cards, they would go great with, where's our friend? Whenever a land you control is put into a graveyard from anywhere. Does it count as it counts as a card you control, right? Yeah. From your hand is anywhere. The word control is throwing me off. Does it need to say own for this effect to work? I'm legitimately unsure now. Oh well. There's been a bunch of these, like, draw a card, discard a card effects. Charging Rhino is an elemental warrior. It is a 4-mana 3/2. It gives itself fire breathing. Yay, we love it. Okay. Rise of a New... Okay, this sounds important. This sounds like an important event. Rise of a New Sun is a 6-mana sorcery. Search your library for X basic land cards. X is the number of land permanents you control. Reveal them. They go into your hand. So if, like, large hand is a payoff, that's cool. Otherwise, it's probably not very good, because they don't go into the battlefield. Which would be wild if they did go into the battlefield, so I don't know how you'd actually do this. But I want to read the flavor text, though. Do not go down. It will be like fighting your own shadows. McKindy, Toil of the Demon Hunters. Is there this feels like a story beat, right? Like, this is the kind of, like, story spotlight cards that exist. Rise of a New Sun. I'm going to set you aside. I want to remember you. Unmade Battles. I do want to say, again, just now that I'm thinking about it, if you were able to, like for example, if you had a full hand and you played this, and you drew like 7 lands into your hand, or yeah, like 7 lands or something, or like 6, and then you had to discard to hand sides, you actually would trigger this again, I think. That's kind of funny. I don't know if that's good or not, but it's funny. Alright, anyway. Just thin your deck. It'll be great. Unmade Battles. 3 mana, sorcery, return target creature card from a graveyard to the battlefield, exile to the beginning of the next end step. Ooh, that's cool. I like that. I don't know if that's useful, but it's cool and I like it. It's the kind of thing I enjoy. It has to be from your graveyard too, so you can't even use it as like pseudo like graveyard hate by like taking your opponent's thing and then exiling it. Like the slowest way of exiling a single card from your opponent's graveyard. But no, it doesn't even do that. I don't know where to put this. To unmake bows is to lay claim to a branch or trunks potential. Last time there was a whole bunch of res stuff. I wonder if there's a thing for that. Yeah, let's just say that's a res pile until we see more. I think did we already see another res? No, we saw like a cheat out from your opponent's hand. That's what we saw. Ambuscade, which I'm pretty sure there are multiple cards called Ambuscade, either in this set alone or in the previous one. But we're ignoring that. This is that's fine. Enchanted creature gets +1/+1, has a haste. Whenever enchanted creature attacks, defending player loses 2 life. That's rad. That's a great card. Where is our enchantments? Are just like, here are some good enchantments. Like auras, I mean, not just enchantments. We have like an auras thing somewhere. Yeah. Wow. Outpost Siege. 5 mana enchantment at the beginning of your upkeep. Outpost Siege deals 2 damage to any target. Great. Cool. Is it fast enough? Is it good enough? I don't know, but it's fine. Master of Ethereum, Elemental Warrior, protection from dragons. Yeah! Master of Ethereum's power and toughness are each equal to the number of dragons you control. I forgot this was dragon payoff. Master of Ethereum can attack as though it didn't have defender, as long as you control a dragon. It does not have defender, to be clear. You might think, oh, is it cut off? I remember checking this. It does not actually have defender. So that's a dragon payoff card. So we'll put that over here with Grixis Caravan. That's so cool. Truly, there is no glory like that of one who is admired for their tenacity in the face of certain death. Alderax, Elder Bronze Dragon. Is this like a compliment to Master of Ethereum? He's like, yeah, I don't fear dragons. Because they have protection from dragons. Kavu Keensail is a 4-mana merfolk rogue. 1/3 for 1 blue mana. Kavu Keensail gets +1/+1 until turn. Great. For 2 mana, creatures you control. Holy crap. Okay. Alright. Sure. Fated Omnisman. Oh yeah, this card. XXX. Artifact. Whenever an opponent casts a spell, if it isn't a basic land spell, you may draw X cards. Yeah. It wouldn't be worded this way, but it's cool. I don't even know if it's good. Like, if you spend 6 mana on it to draw 2 cards, but, like, that's 2 for every time someone else casts a spell? Alright. Basically just, yeah, no, that's gonna be busted. I'm into it. I think it'll be great. Where's my other artifact? Draw a card. Hey! Draw a card, discard a card. Yeah, this is the thing we were talking about. More card? Oh yeah, it should be in the card draw, obviously. Oh, there's our other Ambuscade. Yes, Ambuscade red, Ambuscade black. Enchant creature. When enchanted creature dies, exile it. If you do, create a 2/2 black zombie creature token. I have no idea when this is ever useful. I think it's just to, like, shut off, like, well, no, but, like, when dies effects would still happen. Only, like, when it hits the graveyard effects would get stifled, I think, right? I don't know. We've talked about it before. Go find the black video and see what the conversation was for that. Where did I put Ambuscade Red? I want to put these together. Nope, I've already forgotten where it is. Can't believe you. Oh, there it is. Oh, it's also an aura. So that's kind of cool. What about the auras? +1/+1 in haste. Whenever attacks, lose life. Whereas this is twice as much mana and way worse. Yeah! I guess I'll put this in, like, it's not really Graveyard Hate, but I think I'll put it in that pile. If I can find that pile. Where's that pile? I don't know. Alright, cool. Moving on. Brutal Horde Mancer is a 3-mana Star Vigilance core soldier. Power and toughness are each equal to the number of creature cards in your hand. Interesting. So, yeah. Again, doesn't like really function because all information like this needs to be public and you don't, like, you can't prove how many creatures are in your hand, but whatever. It's AI magic. We get to be a little bit cheeky, I think. Put this in the core soldiers pile. That's this one here. Very good. What are we doing? Sorceress Spy Network. White. Instant. Reveal the top card of your library. Cool. You may cast it without paying its mana cost if it's an instant or sorcery. This card... I forgot about this card. This card's fun. Sorceress Spy Network. I'd much rather spend time fighting those behind us than those in front of us. Kapar Inquisitor. Alright. That's a cool spell. I guess it would go into, like, the Spellslinger deck, right? When I was talking about that Spellslinger thing? Whenever you cast a spell. Yeah! Because you cast this spell, and then you cast the spell on top of your deck, too. Right? Yeah. Yeah. Luminous Dragon. Enters the battlefield, draw a card. Of course. Yes. Okay. Sarkhan Dragon Shark is a legendary planeswalker Sarkhan. It is a 4-mana, 5 loyalty planeswalker with +2. Sarkhan Dragon Shark deals 3 damage to any target. Okay. -3, creatures you control gain hexproof until end of turn. Holy crap. And -7, each creature you control with hexproof gets +3/+3 against... Right, I forgot about this one. It's like... It's hexproof matters, which is so silly. I don't think anything else in the set has hexproof. Like, the only way to make this work is to have, like, I don't know, 2 copies and, like, a mirror box or something. Like, does mirror box work on planeswalkers or only creatures? I don't remember. Probably everything. I think it just means that the legend rule doesn't apply. But I could be mistaken. That's so silly. I love that. I'll just put you over here for now. We'll see if we see any hexproof, we'll send them your way. Geist Fighter is a 5-mana 3/2 Goblin Rogue. First strike, whenever it attacks, you may tap or untap target creature. Cool, tapping and untapping is always fun. I don't think we have anything that super cares about it, but we've seen a few cards that have that effect. Or, like, that have, yeah, tapping and untapping and stuff. Talus Monument, 1-mana artifact. Add white or blue. For 4 mana, not including white, you can tap this and have creatures you control get +1/+0 and gain flying until end of turn. The gain flying part is pretty scary. I'll admit that. Kyra Silvereye, 5-mana, 3/5, enchantment creature god. It has flying. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, draw a card. Spellslinger. Okay. Alright, we're seeing some Spellslinger stuff. Okay. Precursor Artifact is a great name. Is a 4-mana aura. Enchant creature. At the beginning of your upkeep, you gain 2 life. Enchant Artifact. Oh, wow. That's so cool. So, this is an enchantment that enchants an artifact to, like, make it a precursor artifact, whatever that means. Ah, this card's rad. An artwork long seen in dreams, crafted from a Dawn Mage's first tears. I just like this card. I'm lost for words because I like it. Life gain matters. Yeah, okay. Where's my life gain matters? Somewhere over here? Yeah. Perfect. Okay, I don't think we have anything that pays off life gain yet. It's just like lots of cards that do life gain, but oh well. Stalwart Worm is a 4-mana, 4/4 worm. When Stalwart Worm enters the battlefield, return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. Sweet, great, big thing that bounces something. Love to see it. Deep Wood Pastures is a 5-mana sorcery. Search your library for up to X basic land cards. Huh. Where X is the number of creature cards in your graveyard. Okay. Then reveal those cards. Sure. You may put them onto the battlefield tapped and shuffle. Wait a minute. You get to put them onto the battlefield tapped? But that other one doesn't? What was that other one? The one that puts them into your hand? Didn't I end up putting it over here? Did I not? Where did I put that card that lets you, like, draw a stupid number of... I don't even know. I don't remember. Oh well. Why didn't I put it over here? I should have. That's weird. Oh well, this one explicitly lets you do the thing that we wanted it to do, so... There you go. Thorn Citadel. Ah, another one of our lands. You can see it's broken, but let's talk a little bit about how it works, or how it might work if you were going to make a land cycle out of this card. Thorn Citadel, it becomes a 1/1 black horror creature token with defender, or a creature, not token, with defender until end of turn. Cool. Yeah. Yeah, there it goes. It's an effect you could give to, like, a mountain or something if you wanted to, for some reason. It's a mountain, costs blue mana, makes it black, turns black. Yeah, it's whatever. I don't know what I'm going to do with lands. Oh well. I do want to, like, make some custom cards sometime with lands, but... Oh well. Toon Orb. 7 mana, white, deals damage to any target equal to twice the number of tapped creatures you control. It's... I mean... It's any target. Like, this is Burn in its, like, most brutal form. It's just, like... I think I want to put this in, like, tokens or something? Like, that's where you'd play this, right? In a token deck? Rift Rage is a 4-mana instant. Deals 3 damage to target creature, and each creature blocking it this turn. That's fun. I like that a lot. You can either use it to kill something, just instant speed, or you can, like, use it to wipe out a bunch of stuff that was gonna, like, kill your guy in the first place. And maybe you even save your guy, like, if, like, 3 1/1s all, like, gang up, not 3 1/1s, like 3 2/2s gang up against a 6/6, then you kill the 2/2s and the 6/6 survives. That's fun. I like that one. Prey Upon for blue is an instant. Untap target creature you control. That creature gets +2/+2 until end of turn. Okay, so it's untap matters, maybe small pump spell. I don't have a great concept of what that might do. Bridge Courier, 2 mana, giant. It has flying, and it gets +1/+0 as long as you control another bridge. Oh, I wish there was bridge was a land type. That'd be so good. So funny. Strangler Fig is a 8-mana 7/7 tree folk with Constellation. When it or another enchantment enters the battlefield under your control, target creature and opponent controls gets -3 monster entry. So here we go. I haven't been doing it, but suddenly we're seeing Constellation matters. So I do have a few, like, auras over here, but, like, all my enchantment creatures are just, like, scattered. I did not plan ahead for that. Like, here's one, here's one, here's one. I don't know, there's probably some over here. There's an enchantment aura, there's an enchantment creature, so just know that there's a bunch of enchantments that we could use for Strangler Fig. Also, it goes with this. Oh, there it is. Yeah, search your library for X basic lands. Cool. And put that over here. Great. Yeah. Anyway. Yes, putting it with our big stuff matters deck just because it's a 7/7. Tuskguard Monk is a Rhino Monk. It is a 4/7 vanilla. That goes in our big stuff matters. Yeah! Wahara Mountain, Snowland. Okay, how do you work? Doesn't untap during your untap step if you control a mountain and have no other mountains on the battlefield. Yeah, okay, I really liked this one conceptually, right? This obviously doesn't function at all. Like, the text just doesn't make sense, and that's fine, and we know this. This is, again, just, like, to inspire design space, and I really like the idea of something that's, like, create red and black if you control a mountain this doesn't untap. Like, I think that's interesting, or something. I don't know if that would be or not, but it interests me. I think it's interesting. There's, like, some design space potential there. Sunblade Elite. 5 mana, 3/4, Elemental Warrior. When it enters the battlefield, it fights. Ooh. For blue, it gets +1/+1/+0 until end of turn. I just like this card. I don't have anything to say about it. It's just cool. It's a fight, which is kind of like a... It's kind of like a kill spell. Let's put it over here. Deep Domain, Enchantment Aura. Enchant creature. It gets +2/+2. Sacrifice a creature. Put a 1 counter on enchanted creature. Ooh! Ooh, that's cool. Oh, I like that one a lot, actually. You could even do, like, you could do it in something that, like, maybe you have something that produces a bunch of tokens, like a bunch of soldiers. Oh, I like this one a lot. Where do I want to put it? I think I was going to put it with my... Oh, there's like a whole sacrifice thing matters. I don't know. Reckless Brawler. It's a free sack outlet, too. You throw this down, and then you sacrifice your entire board except for one thing, and then you play this guy eviscerating everybody except for the guy you buffed. I don't know if that's good, but it's funny. Reckless Brawler is a human barbarian. It's 2 mana, 2/1. Choose a creature type. Whenever a creature of the chosen type dies, it deals 1 damage to that creature's controller. Oh, interesting. So you choose the type of your opponent. So it's not, you don't put it in like a sacrifice deck. It's more like a sacrifice hate deck, I guess. Or just like a meta hate. I like this card a lot. It's very flexible. You can be like, oh, cool, my opponent's playing a deck that plays a lot of elves. I'm going to choose elf, you know? Like, it allows you to... It's kind of like a tech card against any deck, except for, like, it dies easily and it's not actually a tech card, blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying. But, like, you don't need to know what your opponent's playing before you've chosen a deck. Like, it's not only a sideboard card, I guess is what I mean. I have nothing to say about this, though, other than that. I just think it's cool. Steadfast Hearthguard is a 4 mana, 2/3 Minotaur cleric. Second Minotaur. Whenever a creature you control becomes the target of a spell or ability an opponent controls, this gets +1/+1 until end of turn. Cool. Yeah, sure. Goblin Raider is an orc. As an additional cost to cast a spell, exile a creature card from your graveyard. Creatures you control get +1/+1. That's pretty good, actually. I like that a lot. Just... It's a 3/2 for 2 that buffs everything else, because it doesn't say other creatures. Heck yeah. Put that with that one card that we were talking about. This one. Yeah? 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 Look at these. Look at these friends. I like it. Green Wither Berserker, 3 mana, Elf Knight, 2/2. When it enters the battlefield, if you cast it from your hand, target creature gets +2/+0. Cool, it's an Elf Knight. I don't know if elves matter in this set or not. They might. Nemesis of the Ogre Clans. Yeah, I forgot about this guy. Legendary enchantment creature, Ogre. This guy's great. What do they actually do, though, again? They're 5 mana, 7/7. I like that so far. It enters with -1/-1 counters on it, making it a 5/5, which is... not big enough to survive the attack, the evisceration. I don't know why I'm planning around that so much. It's not even the right colors. When it attacks, remove a -1/-1 counter from it at the end of combat. I really like this card. It's just such a cool design, and it makes me want to see... It just... Like, that could just be even a keyword. Like, you could totally make an entire... archetype in a set based around this idea of like starting with -1s and then removing them. Very, very cool. Really, really like it. I'm gonna put you over here. Kor's Wrath. Oh, hello. A 5-mana 6/6 elemental with haste. At the beginning of each upkeep, it gets +2/+2 until end of turn. So, turn 1, it's a 6/6 with haste. Next turn, it becomes an 8/8 with haste. And it's each upkeep, too, so it can even block if you wanted to as an 8/8. Wow. This card's cool. Kor, ruler of all creation, decreed that you were too pathetic to survive. Sarkhan Vol, I'm choosing to believe that this is a quote by Kor written in, like, Sarkhan Volume 1 or something. Like, it's a book that Sarkhan wrote. Does that make sense? That probably doesn't make sense. Sarkhan's a dragon shark in this, right? Yeah, look at that. That's awesome. Wait, actually. Wait a minute, are you seeing this? That's the same face. I mean, okay. I guess you gotta squint, but still. That's pretty cool. Kothafed Destroyer is a 4-mana instant. It deals damage to target creature equal to the number of mountains you control. Alright, sure. That's fine. Where am I? Is this the... Yeah. Blah. Brood of Giants is a 1-mana, 1/1 enchantment creature giant. Whenever it or another enchantment enters the battlefield under your control, put a 1/1 counter on target creature control. Sweet! So, we got more, of that thing. Constellation. Where's my constellation stuff? I don't remember where I put it. Strangler Fig. Yes, this one has constellation. Okay. So, I don't know. I guess constellations are going to be on their own pile now. They're so far out of frame. Exhausted Soldiers. That's a great name. It deals 2 damage to each opponent and you gain 2 life. That has nothing to do with what you're saying, but okay. The pride of the regiment had no place in their shattered lives. Some life gain stuff over here somewhere, I think. Palace Sentinels. Is this the one I think it is? Yes, as they pass, I am always pleased to see them. They are welcome additions to the wall. When Palace Sentinels is turned face up, destroy target non-land permanent. This card's scary. I like this card. This card's great. What a scary kill spell. Ironmonger Berserker is a 5-mana, 4/3 Ogre Berserker. Okay, we got another Ogre. That's cool. Whenever you sacrifice a creature, Ironmonger Berserker... Oh, it's a thing that actually cares about you sacrificing things via other means. It's not... It just isn't a sack itself. That's fun. I mean... Anything that's like whenever a creature you control dies also is. It's just kind of a worse version of that, but let's ignore that for now. It sounds cool. I like it. Pygmy Chameleon is a snake. Why not? Is a 3-mana 2/2 reach. Whenever a creature dealt damage by Pygmy Chameleon this turn dies, you may gain life equal to that creature's power. That's super weird. Alright. Sure. Warmonger's Demand. 1-mana enchantment. Whenever a creature attacks you or a planeswalker you control, you may pay white. If you do, create a 2/2 white soldier creature token with lifelink. I love this card. This card's so cool. What a cool card that is. Hide in Shadows is a 2-mana blue instant. It deals 1 damage to each creature and each player. I don't know why. Sleek yet feral, those who seek Kor for its riches know the shadows to be filled with an entire world of hidden dangers. I guess that makes sense. Sure. Yeah, everyone hides in the shadows and gets hurt because of it. They shouldn't have. They should have fought in the open like honorable folk. I guess. I don't know. Parallax Decree is a 2-mana... Such a funny name. is a 2-mana enchantment. At the beginning of your upkeep, exile the top card of your library. You may play it this turn. If you do, it deals 1 damage to each opponent. That's awesome. I love that. That's great. Impulse draw every turn and get a benefit for it. So cool. Urza, Battle Crowd, 2-mana, 2/2, Minotaur. As long as it's your turn, it gets +2/+2 and has Vigilance. Nice. That's our, what, our 3rd Minotaur, I think? I think so. Kor Blitzer Kaiser is a 6-mana, 4/4 god. When Kor Blitzer Kaiser enters the battlefield, you may search your library for a card named Kor Blitzer Kaiser. Reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle. I'm always interested in non-legendary gods. I do feel like it's just like, yeah, there's a bunch of gods that are all Kor Blitzer Kaisers, whatever that means. In his hand, he held the Emperor's Book of Judgment, and with it, he judged the world. For black and tab, you put a 1 counter on target creature you control. Sweet. Great. Good. We love to see that. Plague Arsonist. That's a great name. Wait, what? No, but it's an instant? Okay. I want to see Plague Arsonist again, but it's a creature. 2-mana instant. Plague Arsonist deals 1 damage to any target. Draw a card. Sweet. I'll put that in my little Spell Slinger deck. That sounds great. Core Soldier is a Core Soldier. This is actually not a card. Okay. This is the first time anyone's seen this card because this is actually the dummy card I added to the bottom of the deck so that no cards would be cut off when I was streaming it. It's something I've learned I need to do. But I figured a Core Soldier we're probably going to need a Core Soldier token, right? So I made Core Soldier, the token creature Core Soldier. I intentionally made it so that it had no mana cost and that wouldn't have any text. I don't actually know if there's a card that makes 1/1 Core Soldiers. I don't think there is. But it does have flavor text. Riders aren't always the quickest to react, but that's the beauty of their martial tradition. I'm pretty sure I actually rolled that one a number of times to get it, just like because I thought it'd be fun. But it's not really part of the set. It's just a little fun bonus, little bonus feature. Dispatch is a 2-mana red instant. Create a 1/1 red elemental creature token for each swamp you control. Ooh, black-red payoff. I love a black-red payoff. That's fun. Where's that one that cared about mountains you control? It was a kill spell. It was just like do damage. Oh, yeah, you're right. Huh, very fun. Vindicator of Kor is a goblin warrior. Whenever Vindicator of Kor or another creature you control dies, create a 2/2 red goblin creature token. And you gotta point out, that is not token. Not non-token, I should say. So, that could be really good in all of the, like, sacrifice and or tokens decks. Anything that cares about tokens. Very cool stuff. Ascendant Soul. 3-mana, black, 3/2 vampire wizard. When Ascendant Soul dies, draw a card. Then you may return a non-land card from your graveyard to your hand. Ooh, I love this. Oh, that's so cool. That's great. What a great card. You're going to get sacrificed, I can tell. Is it to your hand or to the battlefield? It's to your hand. Okay, so it's not even like... Yeah, you're not even cheating something else. It's just kind of like draw 2 when it dies. Cool. Vampire Wizard. Sandstorm Drake is a 4-mana 4/3 dragon with flying. Whenever it attacks, it gets +1/+0 until end of turn. Cool. So 5-mana 5/3 with flying. 4-mana 5/3 with whatever. It's a dragon. Charging Kor's Reavers is a 2-mana enchantment creature zombie warrior. Creatures your opponents control get +1/+1. That's not good. It's 2/1, and you can tap it to put a charge counter on Charging Kor Reavers. That's great. When Charging Kor's Reavers dies, return it to the battlefield tapped under its owner's control at the beginning of the next end step. Oh, so the charge counter doesn't matter at all. Unless there's another card that cares about charge counters. And now that we've seen the whole set, I'm pretty sure there isn't, if I remember correctly. Wow, this is just bad. And you can't get rid of it. The fact that it returns to the battlefield tapped under its owner's control is actually a bad thing? Like, even if you, like, give this to your opponent, it comes back to you when it dies. Unless you want your opponent's stuff to be big for some reason? That can't. I mean, maybe. That'd be fun. Let's pretend that's the reason. I don't know. I'm going to put this over here. This is bad. Light of Promise. 4 mana, blue, instant. Untap target creature you control. It gets +3/+3 until end of turn. Draw a card. Okay, so we've seen like a number of effects like that. Just like untap, give a buff. Cool. Atali Primal Dawn is a 4 mana legendary enchantment creature god. It's a 2/2 with flying, and you can spend 2 mana to exile target creature with flying. I love it. It's so good. It's just like straight up, just boom, 2 mana exile, like straight up, very, very strong, but only hits flyers. Which is going to make it just a beast if everyone's playing like flying dragons, but if they aren't playing flying dragons, then they won't. Also, Atali Primal Dawn can kill Atali Primal Dawn, so it's like each player plays one and then they both kill each other's. So the way the stack works, it'll be great. That's gonna be great. I love that. Is it a dragon too? It's not. It's a god. It's a god. Don't get it twisted. This is a god. Okay. In battle, my lifeblood is torn asunder, and yet I find new strength in the flood. Steadfast Champion is a 5 mana spirit soldier. Not a core soldier, not a human soldier. Maybe it was core. Maybe it was human. Who knows? But they're a spirit now. It's a 3/4 with vigilance. Whenever it or another creature you control dies, you gain 1 life and draw a card. Holy crap, this is just all of our archetypes. It's things dying, it's life gain, it's drawing cards. Dang. I know I pinged the, like, landfall matters, but whatever. You know what I mean. No god can save you now. I guess not. Yeah, it's just all archetypes combined. Conclave Commando is a 4 mana 2/2 vampire soldier. When Conclave Commando attacks, if you attacked with 2 or more creatures with total power 6 or greater this combat, put a 1/1 counter on Conclave Commando. That's awesome. I love it. It's so good. There's a decent number of vampires in the set, actually. More than I realized. Vampire, that's an elemental word. There's like a vampire wizard somewhere, I think. Right here, actually. Wow, I found that immediately. And then, of course, we got our artifact vampire, who's somewhere. That's a weird card. Honor Amongst Thieves is a 2 mana green instant to reveal the top card of your library. If it's a land card, put it into your hand. Otherwise, put it into your graveyard. Draw a card. That's like the opposite of what this guy wants to do, right? You want to put the land card into your graveyard. Is this good? Reveal the top card of your library. If it's land, it goes into your hand. Otherwise, it goes into your graveyard. Then you also draw a card. That's pretty cool, actually. Put that in Spellslingers, maybe. I mean, it's green. It probably doesn't want to be in there, but that's okay. Flanking Light is a 2 mana instant. Prevent all combat damage will be dealt by attacking creature this turn. Target attacking creature. So it's like a... Yeah. I mean, that's pretty cool. I liked it a lot. I'm going to put it over here, actually, because you could, like, favorably block and then, like, blank the damage. And Swords to Plowshares. Yeah! Swords to Plowshares! I forgot about this card. It's a 3 mana 2/2 human soldier with first strike. You can tap it to have it deal 1 damage to any target. It's funny to me. Mana Burst is a 1 mana blue instant. Target creature you control gets +1/+1 till end of turn, and you draw a card. What a great little Spellslinger card. Core Field Marshal. Ooh, 1 mana 2/1 core soldier. When it enters the battlefield, look at the top 4 cards of your library. You may reveal a plains or an island and put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in any order. Okay. 1 mana 2/1 that probably will draw you a plains or an island. Great. Always a useful thing. Yaya's Immolating Injection. That's a terrifying name. Wow, I like that a lot. 2 mana red instant. As an additional cost to cast a spell, you may reveal a creature card from your hand. If you do, create a 2/2 red and green instant creature token with Death Touch. If you don't, this card does nothing. What are you doing? Cool. Awesome. I mean, you could You could cast this just as a spell slinger thing. You're like, I just need to cast a spell for other effects. It's not, yeah, it's additional cost you may. That's kind of fun. And otherwise, it's a 2-mana, 2/2 insect creature with Death Touch. Nice. I think it actually goes over here, yeah. Because the fact that it's a spell instead of a creature is sometimes relevant. Lore/Science is a 2-mana instant. Put target artifact, creature, enchantment, land, or planeswalker into its owner's library second from the top. That's scary stuff right there. It even hits lands. Like, there's no land destruction in the set, but this one is land destruction. There's, like, a couple that don't say non-land permanent, and those are land destruction too, but, like, it's I tried my best to, like, not have land destruction. Not just, like, straight up, just this is what it does. And also, of course, this isn't full land destruction. It just sucks a lot. This is gonna suck to play against. You're gonna, like, get to, like, 2 mana and be like, yeah, put that back into your deck. Cool. You're down at land. No, that's gonna actually be awful, now that I think about it. Oh well. Aven Gesture is a 5-mana instant. Return target creature to its owner's hand. If green was spent to cast this spell, which it was, draw 2 cards. Cool. 5 mana, bounce a creature, draw 2 cards. Love it. Really nice. Cernatu Enlightened Master, actually legendary this time, nice, is a 7-mana, 5/5 human wizard. At the beginning of each end step, if you gained life this turn, draw a card. For blue and sacrifice an enchantment, you also could draw 2 cards. Cool. Again, we're seeing our life gain and our card draw together. So this is actually a life gain payoff. We have a lot of life gains, not much life gain payoff. That's cool. Hierophant of Knowleridge is a 2-mana, 2/2 human soldier. Sorry, I've been looking at the art there. The, like, dragon heads or something. Whenever you cast a spirit or arcane spell, there are no arcane spells, but there are spirits, so whatever. Target creature you control gains protection from the color of your choice until end of turn. Sweet. So good. Are there many spirits? No. I'd like to see how many spirits we have. We got a lot of enchantments, so I didn't, like, go through and find all the enchantments, but there's a number of spirits. Not a ton, though. Not a ton. That's something to maybe consider. Because we're actually seeing a payoff here. We're not just seeing... Oh, yeah, look. Like there's, like, what? 3 Minotaurs, for example. Would I love to see more Minotaurs? Sure, but there's no synergy yet, so who cares, right? I'm not going to make it happen in the next set just because I think Minotaurs are cool. I want to see those synergies play out. So, spirits, that's fun. Eminence Sootcliffe, Elite Trooper, is a 3-mana, 3/3 legendary creature human soldier. When it enters the battlefield, put a woman counter on each soldier you control. There's our soldier payoff. Whenever another soldier you control dies, create a 1/1 white soldier creature token with lifelink. This is going to be so good. What a great, like, commander or something. That's so excellent. Then that is our payoff, so we'll put it down here at the end so we don't forget about it. That boy's so dead, if he had half a head, I'd lose my hat. Sengir Valka. Sultai Ogre Lieutenant. Oh, I want to know about them. They sound... I don't know what they sound. They just sound like they're an Ogre Lieutenant. Wingmare is a great name. As a 3-mana, 2/2 beast. It has flying. It gets +2/+0 until end of turn. So it's got fire breathing you gotta pay 2 at a time. Cool. Kor Clanal is a core soldier. So again, this is what I was saying before. Like, do we have core soldiers? Yes. But more than that, we have soldiers. That's really what we've got in this set. 7-mana, 4/6, first strike, cycling. Oh, I forgot we had a little cycling thing over here. Look at that. Well, we have a lot of soldiers. It's a 7-mana. It's 4/6. It's got first strike. It's also doing this thing over here. The, like, big stuff thing. Whatever that is. You know what I'm saying. Blazing Barrier, 2-mana sorcery. It deals 3 damage to any target. It also has cycling, but also has cycling payoff. When you cycle Blazing Barrier, you may pay 2. If you do, create a 1/1 white golem artifact creature token. That's fun. Reassembling Knight is a 2 mana, green, 2/1 human knight with flash. It can't block, and whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, it gets +1/+1 till end of turn. It doesn't seem like a reassembling knight, but that's okay. You could try this experiment, or you could listen to me. That's pretty real. Just like, I mean, you could try the thing and see if it works, or you could just believe me that it doesn't work. Swamp Born Invader is an ogre. We have a number of ogres too. I want to see more ogres. 4 mana, 4/4 ogre. As Swamp Born Invader enters the battlefield, choose a creature type. Whenever you cast a creature spell of the chosen type, create a 1/1 black shapeshifter creature token. Here we are. Last time we saw choose a creature type and it cared about your opponents. Was that also an ogre? I think it was. Oh, where was that? Oh. It was like a multicolored ogre. Ooh, a vampire. Hello. Yeah. No, this isn't the one I was thinking of. Okay. There's some card that cared about your opponent's creatures dying or something. I don't remember what pile I put in. I probably just put it into like this random pile over here, which just has like stuff that's like good. Anyway, there's a bunch of ogres is my point, and they're all cool and I love them. This one, cool. Yeah. I think it was an ogre though. It was like a red ogre. I cannot spend the time trying to dig through all these and finding them. That's not what I should be spending my time doing right now. Anyway, Swampborn Invader. This one's different because it's you. You know, it's stuff you are doing, right? Whenever you cast a creature spell of the chosen type. Could be really cool. I don't have any spot to put that though. It's just cool. Deluge is a 4 mana sorcery. It deals 5 damage to each creature and each player. I feel like I've seen this effect before. Not actually, but similar. A very similar effect somewhere. Somewhere over here. Alright. Falcon Wrath Noble is a 4 mana enchantment aura. Enchanted creature gets +2/+2, has first strike. Yep, so once again, we just have another kind of normal enchantment aura somewhere. Hey, that's the vampire we were talking about earlier. That's fun. Skirk Ambush. Oh, Skirk. Yes, Skirk matters. I'm going to make a pile of Skirk things. Skirk, I think it's just the 2, honestly. It's probably just the 2 cards. We'll get there. We'll get there. Skirk Ambush is a 3 mana instant. Choose 1. Creatures you control get +1/+1 till end of turn. Skirk Ambush deals 1 damage to any target. Okay. Actually, the Skirk thing I'm thinking of is from the previous set. I forgot. Marasa Gilded Craswell is a Spirit Knight. Okay, spirits matter. It is a 6 mana 5/5 with flying. Whenever you gain life, Marasa Gilded Craswell deals 2 damage to any target. Life gain payoff. Very expensive life gain payoff, but life gain payoff all the same. Revered Mariner is a 2 mana 1/1 Elemental Soldier. Vigilance. For 3 mana and tap, target creature gains double strike. Holy crap, that is terrifying. I love that. Bloodthirsty Giant is an enchantment creature giant warrior. That is terrifying. It is a 6 mana 5/5 with vigilance. For 4 mana, it gets +1/+1 till end of turn. Whenever it attacks, create a blood token, and for 4, you can regenerate it. He's just a big scary thing that makes blood tokens when it attacks. That's fun. I don't know. Whatever. Cool. Put that with all my looting effects. Not really. I don't have a pile for looting effects. I should. Mardu Champion X and white for an instant. Mardu Champion deals X damage to target creature. You gain X life. It has lifelink. Right, I remember this one. I wasn't sure if it was going to work or not. And comments did inform me that like there's precedent for spells having lifelink. Like instances, like burn spells, I should say. It doesn't only care about combat damage. So that's cool. So this just like deals X damage, then you gain X times 2 in life. It's rad. That's great. Life gain. Battle Charger is a 1-mana goblin soldier. Battle Charger gets +1/+1 as long as you control a gate. Just like the bridge that we saw earlier, unfortunately, there are no gates in this set. But, would have been cool. Would have been pretty cool. Veiled Threat is a 2-mana enchantment creature. Enchantment creature gets -3/-3. Yep. Just kills you. Marauding Banditos is a 2-mana 1/1 elf shaman. Gets +1/+1 for each creature you control. I like that, right? Because it's like, it's depicting a group, and so this is this one card depicting a group that is, the more creatures you have, the bigger the group is, right? It's great. It's just big. It's just a big thing. I don't have anything special to say about it, unless there's like an elf synergy, which there probably is, honestly. Dagger of Inferno, and also, I guess it decided to give us a book cover. Wombo AI was just like, yeah, no, Dagger of Inferno, that's a fantasy novel, I can tell. Here's some concept art for a cover design. 3-mana enchantment aura, enchanted creature, enchanted at the beginning of your upkeep, you lose 2 life unless you sacrifice Dagger of Inferno. You know, in case this is useful for some reason, in case you want to like take 2 damage every turn, or I don't know. Maybe you want this. Does black have the most, I don't know, maybe you want this effects in the set? I think maybe. Tectonic Rift is a 3-mana 2/2 ooze. Ooh, I like the idea of an enchantment creature ooze. That's fun. Whenever you cast a green spell, put a 1/1 counter on it. Whenever you cast a white spell, put a 1/1 counter on it. Sweet. Green-white payoff. That's fun. Pelucranos' Flamekin is a Goblin Artificer. That's really cool. I love the idea of a Goblin Artificer being like, yeah, no, I'm the Flamekin of Pelucranos. You know, I'm kind of a big deal. Everyone's like, no, you're not. Shut up. What are you talking about, Steve? 5-mana, 3/3 Goblin Artificer. Whenever Pelucranos' Flamekin attacks, it gets +1/+1 until end of turn for each creature defending player controls. Sweet. Excellent. Good. Very fun. Yeah. Poor tithe farmers. I was hoping to sell their spoiled fruit. Pelucranos. Is Pelucranos not who I think they are? That seemed... Nar, Manipulator of Memory. Another spirit. Okay, spirits matter. 5-mana, 3/5, legendary enchantment creature spirit. First strike, lifelink. Whenever Nar, Manipulator of Memory, or another non-token creature you control dies, create a treasure token. Cool. Things dying. Triton's Chosen is a 7-mana 5/5 dragon with flying, as you might expect. Whenever Triton's Chosen attacks, you may create a 5/5 blue and red dragon creature token with flying and indestructible. You know, you can just have a dragon every turn that this attacks. But if it attacks, someone might kill it. I guess it's the risk you're running. I don't know. When Triton banished Kor's rebels, the merfolk fled in fear, but one woman survived. Is that Triton's Chosen? Is that the one woman? That doesn't make any sense. Oh, you're a girl dragon. Alright, Searing Blade is a blue core soldier. Nice. Searing Blade's power and toughness are each equal to the number of cards in your hand. Sweet. You know what this means? You can use the stupid red card. Where is it? Where's the one I'm thinking of? You know the one I mean. This one, yeah. Search your library for basic lands and put them into your hand. It's the perfect combo. I need to refill my hand. Quick, let's spend 6 mana to draw 7 mountains. I think it's funny. I'm going to put this over here. Jaheira's Breathwinder is a 3-mana 3/2 elemental with haste. You may cast spells as though they had flash. You may cast any spell you choose with flash as though it had flash. True. I cannot argue with that. That is accurate. I mean, giving things flash is great. Yeah, great. I mean, I have nothing else to say about it. It's just really strong. I don't think there's a specific combo. It's just, oh, is that the last card? We've made it to the end. So, what can I say about this set? I'm really happy with it. I think it looks really cool. There's a bunch of different little archetypes. Does everything have the right support? Does it have the right colors? I don't really know. As much as I wanted to review these cards and look through them all, I didn't really internalize color a lot, so... There is, of course, a lot more like activation than payoff, which makes sense. You don't want payoff with no activation. The activation tends to be better on its own, I guess is what I mean, right? If you have a bunch of life gain effects and nothing that cares about life gain, you still gained the life, right? So that's cool. As far as the next set, I don't think there's anything specific that I was like, ooh, that's a shame that didn't come up, right? Other than like bridges and gates, which could be kind of cute to be in the next set. I don't see a ton of like things that would be relevant. Do you think I could do that? I might play around with Urza's AI and see if I can make a bridge card. That would be fun. I don't know if that would work or not. But like other than bridges and gates, which are cute, like, you know, types or rituals even. There's that one card that cared about rituals, right? These are types that don't really have cards. I mean, I'm not going to say they don't have existing types. Gate is an existing land type, but I don't think bridge is. That would be cool. But there's like a single card, which I guess is the kind of the point, is that if there's multiple cards, then suddenly I don't really care so much about it because there's already support, presumably, in this set. But we could do that. We could say that those cards that care about bridges and gates and ritual, maybe, are alluding to the next set. That's a fun idea. So there's maybe something there. And I think I want Phyrexians to show up. I also am not sure if I want to move away from winter or not. Like, maybe? Or, I guess not even move away from winter, but like, do I want to mention winter again? Do I want to be like, hey, it's still winter? And the world was very much depicted as sort of this like frozen wasteland that like is an eternal winter that was going to last forever in Gods of Winter. And my internal understanding of the lore, because there's a lot of flavor text, I don't have all of it in my head, but my internal understanding of the lore is that the camera traveled to Kor, this other sort of continent that isn't stricken by the eternal winter. There are the Lords of Rime. Maybe the Lords of Rime are like holding back the winter or something, and that's why it's a relatively normal looking plane. That could be kind of interesting. So I think it only makes sense to bring them together, right? We want to go back to the winter place, but maybe not the winter. It's like the Great Thaw or something, right? We've got our winter location. We've got our Lords of Rime over here that are stopping the eternal winter from reaching the continent of Kor. And then we've got our where they meet, you know? There's something there. But also, if I want Phyrexia. I think Phyrexia should be doing something. I might have to look through all the Phyrexian cards off camera and just, like, scour them for any useful bit of flavor text that might be helpful. But I think that's the direction I'm going to go. Something about Phyrexians, something about winter or thawing or, like, the end of an ice age kind of a thing. Like, this clashing of these two different worlds. And maybe something about bridges and gates, because that'd be funny. I don't know. No promises. But as far as the actual, like, internal synergies, I think they all kind of came together. I don't think there's anything that specifically cared about card draw. There was, like, a few that cared about... There's, like, that one card that cared about how many cards were in your hand, and that was about it. But, like, card draw is just always good. You don't need a payoff for card draw to be good. I don't mind that. That's fine. Yeah. I'm really happy with that. So, thank you for watching. Next time, we are going to be starting the third and final set of our 3-set block. After that is done, we will be doing gameplay with the full set, and I'm very excited about that. But I also need to announce that the next video you see from me will not be this set building style video where we're forging Urza cards. I am adding a new show to the rotation, so next video is going to be a D&D game with a bunch of my friends where I am going to be using Urza's AI as DM inspiration. If you haven't seen my video about using Urza's AI as DM inspiration, please go check it out. It's a really short one. I just wanted to like drop the concept so people could see it. So please check that video out. It's really cool. But point is, we will actually be putting that to the test and playing some D&D next time. This series is still going to be happening. It's going to be happening twice a week until it is done. But once a week, we will be doing the D&D session. So very excited for that. It's called Hot Springs and Hydras. Please join me next time. Thursdays, if you're tuning in live instead of the normal Tuesday show. And Wednesdays, as usual, if you're watching on YouTube. So thank you very much. I've been DarcyBits. Have a very good night. All right. I think that's it. That's the show. Beep, 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 beep.